Hey guys! You all seem energetic as usual.
It was Tomitake-san. As I laid crumpled on the ground, Mion and Satoko continued bickering above me. I hope you're gonna have a release form for those photos. Rika-chan was still patting me on the head, as Reina was still in cute mode. It was probably quite a lively scene. It's a fine evening indeed, although it's rather poor etiquette to photograph a lady without asking her permission.
That's right. At least you don't really need Satoko's permission.
Satoko dug her heel into me. Good evening. Ah, you're headed back tomorrow, aren't you? Were you able to take lots of good photos?
Thanks to you. I got plenty of good shots.
Tonight's the last we see old Tomitake-san, isn't it? It's such a shame. Hurry up and have your major breakout soon.
Just as rude as ever, aren't you? I really am sad I won't be able to hear that voice of yours for almost half a year.
Be sure to have as much fun as you can tonight. You'll be back in Tokyo tomorrow after all.
That's true. It'll be another 6 months until I can enjoy another night where I can see the stars.
Tomitake-san looked up at the night sky cheerfully. At that moment, even though he was smiling, I sensed a bit of sadness. Why don't you move here, Tomitake-san? Into Hinamizawa. Tomitake-san was speechless. It's not really convenient here. No shops or recreational spots. There might not even be anything really here, but, you know. Everyone knew what I was trying to say. Tomitake-san was also well aware. So Reina, Mion, Satoko, and Rika-chan, none of them butted in. I've only been here for less than a month, so I really don't know anything about it. Normally I'm a pretty talkative guy, but in situations like this I'm at a loss for words. Even though all this was happening in such a boisterous setting, it felt like all the background noise was fading into the distance. This place is probably... Tomitake-san rested his hand on me gently, silencing me.
Thank you, Keiichi-kun. Mion-chan, Reina-chan, Satoko-chan, and Rika-chan.
Tomitake-san's smile was so slight, it looked as if it was going to crumble at any minute, but it was warm.
I also think it'd be great if I could live here.
Those might have been cruel words coming from a kid who didn't need to worry about working to feed himself. A hand touched my back. It was Reina. Keiichi-kun, you shouldn't pick on adults. It's not nice. The background clamor of the festival returned. We won't be seeing him for a while after all. We need to make sure Tomitake-san always enjoys tonight. When Reina smiled, the mood instantly got brighter.
That's true. I think I'll do just that.
Ah, hey Mi-chan! How about it? Can we let Tomitake-san into our club activities? That was a great idea. Or so I thought. But Mion had a snobbish look on her face. One of the requirements for membership is residence in Hinamizawa, you see. Oh, come on, Mi-chan, just for today. Don't be mean. Well, he does come around often every year. I'll make him an honorary citizen. Oh, yay! Now then, I wonder if this aged fellow well past his prime will be a match for me. Let's have him show us the wisdom of a mature adult.
Can you keep up with us youngins?
Tomitake-san stepped back slightly at our audacious grins. I, Mion Sonozaki, club president, do hereby authorize honorary citizen Tomitake's entry into our club. Her words were quickly drowned out by our cheers.
What do you mean by club?
What our club does, you see. In order to cope with our complicated societies, we perform various activities with various rules. Sometimes they are in your favor, and sometimes they work against you. I'm pretty weak, so I prefer you not single me out. Let's try and get along. If you wish to mock our childish games, then this will be the perfect opportunity. We'll leave you with nothing. We won't even leave the hairs on your butt. So, it's a club where we play games together. Of course, Rika-chan was the only one to give an answer that made sense.
Alright, just what I wanted. I'll take you up on that challenge. Don't be too rough on me, my mentors.
Tomitake-san got riled up and did a victory pose like he was 10 years younger. That's perfect. We continued walking through the festival with Mion in front. We now looked like a family of 6. It had some intensity to it. Same rule as always. The loser will, of course, be subjected to a penalty. Tomitake-san was a bit surprised, but to us, it was just the same as always. Regardless of how terrible a penalty it was. Just don't lose! Reina was also brimming with determination. She didn't have any intention of losing. That's true. I tousled Rena's hair to lighten the mood. She giggled to hide her embarrassment.
I see. This is what it feels like to be a kid again.
Tomitake-san whispered that to nobody in particular. At that moment, we heard an old man calling out in a strong voice. Looking over, I realized it was the man Mion had greeted at the beginning of the festival.
You here! Little Miss Sodazake! Seems you brought quite the crowd.
Oh god. We came to eradicate your entire stall! His stall was a shooting gallery. It was the usual setup where you had to knock down the prizes you wanted with a cork gun. The rules are simple. 3 shots. The winner is whoever gets the biggest prize. Everybody shouted their agreement. There was no need to consider how to win, since the condition for victory was simply size. Everyone shouted their agreement. Alright! The biggest prize at the stall, it went without question. That was the one, wasn't it? Oh, that teddy bear! Cute! Reina was gazing longingly at a large stuffed animal. It was intentionally placed at an unsteady platform, so it was possible to get it if you hit just the right spot. It's magnificently set up to make someone think that. Not bad, Keiichi-san. I figured you would see through this scam instantly.
The most logical course of action would be to aim for some candy or a doll.
The intent analysis had already begun. In this club, you get eaten alive if you don't come prepared. Everything hinges on what plan you can come up with before the main event. At some point, a large crowd had gathered around us, making a big fuss. There was this much of a following for our club's infamous event? Knocking that bear down, and sure is a win! Only 3 shots. To use them all just trying. That'd be rough.
Hey! I have other customers waiting, you know. Who's up first?
The first one
Has the advantage of being able to aim with easier prizes. But it's dangerous competing without knowing the gun's quirks.
Tomitake-san's take on the situation was pretty good. He gets what our club is about. Well then, to be fair, how about using paper, rock, scissors to decide? How about it? That's really the only way. Bon! After a couple of matches, it ended up with Mion being first. I didn't want to end up first. Oh well, I'll just think of it as a handicap. Gramps, gun.
Here you go!
When the shooting range guy handed her a rifle, Mion looked over intently. She didn't forget to check the cork bullet either. Okay, this gun is brand new, isn't it? No faults, not bad! Mion raised the gun in one swift motion. It was completely different from her careful inspection. She was shooting from the hip. Fire! Reload! Fire! Reload! Fire! Flop. Flop, flop. 3 candy boxes fell, one after the other. A big haul. The crowd paused in a moment of awe and then erupted in cheers. Oh, awesome! That was quite good. Tomitake-san was at a loss of words after seeing such shooting prowess. Amazing, Mi-chan! 3! 3! Her accuracy was incredible. Her choice of targets wasn't bad either. The 3 Mion got were fairly large and pretty easy to knock over. They were all targets with a very high return on investment. Who's up next? Sotoko? Careful, the bullets are light. Next was Sotoko. The rifle looked a bit big for her lithe body, but it didn't seem like she had any problem with the weight. Of course, I shall aim for the grand prize! She proclaimed that she was going after the teddy bear. Damn, Sotoko, such a bold move! The moment she knocks it over, she's guaranteed to be first.
Good luck, Sotoko-san!
Sotoko was the opposite of Mion. She aimed at the target quite carefully and squeezed the trigger. These bullets are too light! The first 2 bullets struck the bear on the torso, but it only shifted a bit. You need to aim higher towards the head or it won't work. Sotoko's 3rd bullet wasn't aimed at the bear, but at the candy box below its arm. I hate to say it, but it appears the bear is just too much for me. She went boldly after the big cat, but since she switched over to a less impressive prey at the last second, the crowd only gave a strained laugh. Were they laughing because she lacked the courage? These fools know nothing. Fine attempt, Sotoko. You've gotten better. The palm of Mion's outstretched hand went plump as it tapped down lightly on Sotoko. She appeared to be just talking hot air, but this was actually completely calculated. Damn that Sotoko. Just to avoid being in last place, she dared to switch over to an easy target, without shame or honor. Magnificent. I'll allow you to take the bear, Reina-san. I pray for your victory. Okay. Thanks so much, Sotoko-chan. Oh, bears are so cute. Reina was up next. She couldn't hit the broadside of a barn as regular Reina, but she said that bear was cute.
I wonder how Reina-chan will do. I hope she's able to hit at least one. Oh, you're underestimating Reina, Tomitake-san. It's Reina, you know. It's Reina Ryugu, you know. If it was to get that teddy bear? Whoa! Tomitake-san wheeled around to see that all the commotion the spectators were making was about. If it was to get that bear, she'd be able to shoot through a pinhole. The one known as Reina Ryugu could do it. It's shaking, oh, cute! Reina couldn't hide her excitement over the bear's slow rocking. Now Reina couldn't lose. Not bad, Reina-san! The less collected you become, the stronger you get. Whoa! Another big cheer. Reina's bullet hit the bear's forehead again. Not enough. The bear seemed to wobble more than before. But it might not be possible. You never know. With Reina-chan's skill, it might just be.
But Tomitake-san was just as excited as the crowd. Riga-chan's analysis was not swayed by emotion. If Reina had 10 more shots, then she surely could knock it over. But with just one more, no matter how you looked at it, no go. Oh! The crowd let out a dejected groan. She had shot it right in the forehead 3 times. It was a bit late, but they gave her a good round of applause for the attempt. Oh, Bear-san! Take him home! She should be praised for her valor, but she had no trophies to show for it. Then at that moment, the old man flicked one of the candy boxes with his finger and handed it to Reina.
This is for you, little lady.
Huh? You're giving this to me? Huh?
Well, the gods wouldn't forgive me if I let you go home empty-handed after such a display.
There was another shower of applause. Reina turned bright red and I pulled her back over to us by her hand. You did a good job. Your cute mode really surprised me. Oh, I really wanted Mr. Bear. Oh. It was easy to see that it only needed a little more to be knocked over. Reina had done quite a lot for me. I still needed to pay her back for that delicious picnic. Alright, then I'll...
I'll get it and I'll give it to you.
What? Tomitake-san has stolen the words right out of my mouth. Okay. Please, Tomitake-san. Good luck.
Damn you, old man Tomitake! Stealing the good parts for yourself.
Small hand stretched over and fell gently on my head just before I was overcome by frustration. You keep on fighting too, Keiichi, okay? Tomitake-san carefully studied the bear. Setting his sights, he shouldered the rifle while holding the 2 other shots in his hand. Why is he doing that? Yes, no doubt! Tomitake-san is aiming for... Whap! 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 The time between shots was short. It was meaningless to shoot it again once it stopped shaking, so Tomitake-san was relying on rapid fire to win the battle. It was visibly wobbling much more than it had before. But that was all. It still didn't fall over. Aww! Too bad. All Reina's momentary expectation from watching it swayed violently into a dejected sigh.
I really thought it would work.
It seems as if you're a man, you will not be receiving any candy. That was it. It meant Tomitake-san had no spoils of war. So both Keiichi-chan and Rika-chan can just shoot down a small easy prize to avoid being dead last. Avoid being a loser, huh? Oh, sorry about that.
It's your turn next, Keiichi-kun. Best of luck!
I was the 5th shooter. I took the rifle from Tomitake-san. If I took the ruthless route, as Mion had suggested, then I'd go for a small target. Except, when I picked up the rifle, I definitely got a feeling from it. It was burning passion, passed down to me from Tomitake-san. The regret of not being man enough to fell the bear that Reina wanted. Yes, that's right. If I didn't aim for the bear, then I wouldn't be a man. To be a man, you must shoot down a rocking bear. After all, that was my promise to Reina. Huh? What promise? What? To shoot down that bear and give it to Reina. That one. You mean? The crowd went wild when they saw our conversation. Oh! Cool, Oni-chan! You got balls, man! That's not it, fine men of the crowd. If I didn't do this, then Reina might mug the old man running the stall on his way home. No, that's not it. That's not it at all. Why can't I just express my honest feelings? Kei-chan sure talks the talk, but how do you actually intend to bring down the bear? Reina and Tomitake-san's shots did make it tilt a bit, but I think finishing the job will be difficult. Keiichi-kun? If only there was some way to shoot faster, I'd be able to pile more power on the sway from each hit. Use multiple guns! Good luck, Keiichi-kun! After taking 2 deep breaths, I shouted over to the guy, 2 more rifles! Ha! Ha ha ha! The crowd murmured among themselves. I wonder what Keiichi-san is up to. One person can't handle 3 rifles at once. I get it. Nice, thank you, Keiichi-chan. Mion was able to figure it out magnificently. Basically, what was taking the most time was reloading the shot. That's right. Then, by putting 3 preloaded rifles next to each other... Tomitake-san went silent, peering at me and the bear through his lens. His photographer's blood predicted a miracle would occur, and then the crowd finally picked up on what I was planning. They let out a great cheer. They chanted my name, Keiichi, Keiichi, Keiichi. Rapid fire is the key. If I miss, all is for naught. Phew. After letting out a deep breath, I paused, relaxed. Now! That moment, it felt like time itself had stopped. I felt like I could see the trajectory of the bullets. Hit it. And knock it down. The first shot hit the bear on its head. The second. The third. The bear swayed hard. And then... Oh, yeah! Oh! before the stuffed animal even finished falling off the shelf. The guy caught it before it hit the ground and tossed it over to me.
You actually knocked it over. You got me. Amazing. Congratulations, Keiichi-kun.
Keiichi-san has finally learned how to use his head. I see you in a slightly better light now. I didn't do all by myself. Everyone hit it, and those small bits together brought it down. This trophy belongs to us all, but mostly Reina. Right! This is from all of us working together. Me didn't hit it a single time. After holding up the teddy bear like it was a championship trophy, I handed it to Reina. Huh. Here. This is from me. No, from everyone. Thanks for always making your delicious lunches. Reina, thinking she was never actually going to get it, was momentarily speechless. I can't, Keiichi-kun. This is everyone's after all. Oh. In that case, I was the one who knocked it down, and it's mine. It's mine, so I'm giving it to Reina. I pushed the stuffed animal towards her again. This time she embraced it and accepted it. You've watched out for me ever since I moved here, after all. I'm really grateful, you see. Thanks a lot. Ah, Keiichi-kun! Thanks so much! Reina dove at me. Mion told me a few days later that Reina kissed me, but I didn't realize it during all the excitement at the time. I remembered what I was trying to say to Tomitake-san earlier. There really isn't much of anything here. There are a lot of things you can't find anywhere else. I gained a lot from coming to Hinamizawa, especially at that moment. The crowd's cheers echoed on and on. From the altar set up in front of the shrine, the drums sounded with a booming echo. It was the finale of the festival. I'll be going off ahead then.
Oh ho! I need to go and get myself a good spot too. Well then everyone, see you in a bit.
Both Rika-chan and Tomitake-san gave their farewells and disappeared into the crowd. I wish you both the best in your endeavors! Now, shall we be off? Yeah, might as well go see Rika-chan's charming figure. Let's go! Yeah! Huh, where's Reina? What are you doing? Keiichi-kun! Mi-chan! Save me! Since she was carrying such a ridiculously large stuffed animal, she was being carried by the flow of people. What is she doing? She must have her hands full taking care of that bear. I'll leave Reina in your care, Keiichi-chan. So, I'll leave Reina in your care, Keiichi-chan. I have my hands full taking care of Satoko. Who would want to be looked after by you, Mion-san? Ouch! Please don't pull on my arm! Before losing sight of Mion, I grabbed the back of Reina's collar. Keiichi-kun? Not there! Don't grab me there! Always so bossy. Where can I grab then? I didn't feel ashamed at all. Reina was ashamed enough for the both of us. I grabbed onto Reina's hand and dashed after Mion and the others. We're gonna be late. Let's hurry up. Yeah! I hadn't realized that Reina's hand was so delicate. Maybe she needs a bit more exercise and nutrition? I mean, that's not what I meant. Not at all. God, you perverts reading my inner dialogue. My ears burn. I tried to keep calm. I repeated the phrase, keep it together, Keiichi-maebara, in my mind, but it didn't look like I would be doing it anytime soon. I really didn't want Reina to see my face right then, so I pushed onward, dragging her along without looking back even once. There was already a huge group of people gathered at the altar in front of the shrine. The fire at the altar made it as bright as midday and just as hot. There was a pile of futons watered with sanctified rope in front of the altar. Come to think of it, they did say it was a festival where they did something with cotton and futons. Keiichi-san! Reina-san! We're over here! Satoko waved her hand in the front row. Ah, sorry! Making our way through the mass of people, we reached the spot they'd saved. How was it? We're able to have a little bit of excitement with Reina. You punk. So that's what your plan was? Instead of replying, Mion gave us a perverse grin. How was it, Reina? Was Keiichi-chan's hand bigger than you thought it would be? Reina turned bright red, puffs of steam shooting out of her. I heard something slice through the air and turned around to see Mion was on the ground with a welt on her face. Mion, when were you hit? Between the ha and the o of her howl, I think. Reina, it's not good to punch your friends to hide your embarrassment. Why? I do that. I didn't hit her. Whatever, huh? Thump. The wondrous beat of the drum echoed, slicing the crowd. You must all be quiet. It's the beginning. It was a solemn ritual. Rika-chan entered, dressed as a shrine maiden, followed by members of the municipal committee. The elders all looked at Rika-chan and clasped their hands in praise. The only thing allowed to disturb the profound silence was the flash of Tomitake-san's camera. What's the big thing Rika-chan is holding? A hoe that's used for this festival. It's a sacred farming tool that only the shrine maiden may touch. It was an awkward shape for a piece of farm equipment, not uncommon for something used in rituals. After reciting a Shinto prayer, Rika-chan approached the pile of futons gathered at the altar. She swung the hoe skillfully, plowing it into the futons. Each and every little movement of this performance probably had to be done in a certain way. Without a doubt, this was a ritual. What's next? Airing out the futons? She's purifying the futons that absorbed illness from people over the winter. So when Kei-chan said airing out the futons, he wasn't completely wrong. Rika-chan's face was already dripping with sweat. That hoe was probably really heavy. She staggered side to side with the momentum of each swing. Satoko looked on, silently lending her support. Worried? Rika-chan practiced every day with a mochi hammer. She will certainly prevail. Satoko's hands were sweaty, and whenever Rika-chan started to sway a little, she held her breath. Why wasn't Mion a candidate to be a shrine mate? It feels wrong having Rika-chan swings around something so heavy. I'd do it if they asked me, you know. And well, it's not something just anyone could do. That's true. Shrine maidens need to be pure after all. Mion drove her elbow into my side. With the thud of the big drum, Rika-chan gave a solemn bow and descended from the altar. That triggered a round of generous applause. After the Shinto priests raised up and cleansed the futons like a portable altar, all the spectators stood up. Following after the priests, we all marched at a moderate pace. They descended the shrine giant's stairs in a line. What's happening now? Washing the futons in the river? Watanagashi means setting cottons adrift, you know. The procession continued right up to the bank of the stream. The fire was stoked high and it was bright as day here, too. People started crowding around it and clamoring. Alright, get in line. Line up, Keiichi-kun. I wondered what was up. Maybe we'd get some holy wine? Red and white bean buns? It's not food. It said it was cotton. Ah, but of course. They didn't call it the Watanagashi for nothing. I finally understand. The municipal's committee member pulled out the cotton from inside the futon and balled it up like mochi, handing it out to people. Reina dove into the line and brought out some for me as well. We then proceeded to the bank of the stream. Since it's your first time, Keiichi-kun, just copy what I do. She held the cotton in her right hand, waving her hand as if to purify it. She touched it to her forehead, chest, navel, and both thighs. You do this 3 times and silently give thanks to Oya Shiro-sama. Oya Shiro-sama? What's that? The name of the shrine's god? Yes, it's the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. It brings both miracles and curses, so you must be sure to show respect. That sounded like a pretty frightening god, but, well, when in Rome. Or when in Hinamizawa. I was officially a resident of Hinamizawa now, after all. Doing as Reina showed me, I touched the cotton over myself 3 times. Thank you, Oyashiro-sama. Thank you, Oyashiro-sama. Thank you, Orashiro-sama. This way, all the evil that you possess is sucked out by the cotton. Then you let it gently drip away on the stream, and you're done. Together, Reina and I set our pieces of cotton afloat on the surface of the water. The flowers of cotton blooming in the water had been sucked out all of the evil festering Hinamizawa and drifted off, disappearing into the distance. It was wonderful, like those floating lantern festivals I'd seen on TV. The best part, though, was feeling like this rite of passage had made me a true resident of Hinamizawa. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Give me that thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you want more content. And whew, my throat is killing me. Alright. Bye, bye, bye. I'm very good at this whole figuring out what to say. This is not what I, okay.
I don't need you, and Doc doesn't need
I'm just gonna let him hit me.